Hey guys, how's everybody doing today? We was having some issues with my computer. I was trying to connect to the
To the
to the
Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi on my phone. So, but here we are. We're back. And we're just waiting to see who else is gonna connect.
For Q&A.
Hey guys, how's everybody doing today?
Q&A time.
We was having some issues with my computer. I was trying to connect to the.
So I say happy Sunday.
Bueno, no sé, Naniki. I see it. I see it.
Can't
Hi,
see
happy
that far.
Sunday. Where are you guys today? We are in Florida.
Back in Florida.
Back in Florida again, and it's really hot over here, guys. Oh my God.
It's in the 90s. It's like, what is it? What's it? 92? 92
92
degrees.
right now. It's 92 right now. Crazy hot. So we got here last night, and we are dropping off our load tomorrow morning in Tampa.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
Where it come from? New Jersey? Or?
PA.
It was PA,
It was
yeah.
from PA, yeah. Want to talk about this load, how annoying it was?
New Jersey highway is the worst highway for a trucker to ever want to go down. That and Pennsylvania. I ain't too fond of Maryland either with all their rules and
Yeah. Oh, I don't blame you. Believe me, we're
Oh.
trying not to come back to Florida as often anymore. So we had a connect here in Florida that was getting us loads weekly to get out of Florida. Like he had it like twice a week. However, like they're done with that project, so they don't have those loads anymore. So ever since, like we're trying not to come back to Florida that often because oh my God,
it's a
it's
fight.
tough. Yeah.
It's a fight to get out of Florida.
Yeah. But I can just imagine with dry van, if it's hard, with the step deck, and I can just imagine with the dry van, it gotta be tough as well.
Yeah.
We're actually moving out of Florida next year. Like we are moving out. Like we can't.
Done with Florida. The whole Florida project thing is done.
Yeah.
So
Hey, cross country. How are you? Where are you today? We're in Florida. Where are you?
yeah, these rates are terrible. Terrible. I haven't looked at dry van in Florida, so I can only imagine. So I mean, it's rough out here. Atlanta. Midwest, Northeast, and something like that. Oh, okay.
Okay.
The Midwest good. We usually don't go to the Midwest, but I do look at the rates and yeah, the whole Midwest, Illinois, Indiana, Michigan. Sometimes it's pretty busy. So
What tarps, as the owner operator with the step deck, what tarps should they give?
um, well we have two 8-foot tarps and one 6-foot. So
Yeah,
the
Mark, that's what we
brand,
have.
if you're asking me the brand can vary. It depends on what type of tarps you want. It's like different fabric. Some tarps are heavier than others. ideally you want the lightest, most durable tarps.
Future Link, yeah, there is loads in Florida. However, they don't pay. Like they don't pay absolutely nothing. At least not for what we're trying to do. You know.
I'll look at it right now. Hold on.
You know, we're not with a whole, dollar and some change because, with the step deck, like you should be getting, more than that because of all of the labor included, to secure loads and things like that. So you're right. There is loads here in Florida. It's just, finding one that works for your setup and your whatever money you're trying to make. And it has been, it wasn't hard before because we had that connect here in Florida, but now that we don't have him, it's gonna be probably challenging. So we're not gonna be coming back as often, but we'll see.
Yeah, the brokers are being cheap with the loads. In a nutshell, like the loads out there, it's just they're not paying as much as other states or the Midwest, like the other guy said. Like he go to the Midwest and the Northeast. Oh, they paying in them areas. Like Maryland pays. I know Illinois, Indiana. Any load going to the mountains right now, they paying a little bit more.
Yeah, saving for a reefer, that's good. Like if you're doing drive-in, switch up to to something different like the reefer or flatbed, step deck, anything that is not drive-in or power only. That's how you're gonna make a little bit more money.
Yeah, the rates of Florida's not all that good.
Mark, no, we don't. Those are the only. We just have like regular tarps, the ones that Seneca mentioned. So honestly, like we have only done 3 loads with tarps. Like that's all he did, and
it's machinery tarps.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. That's how much I know about tarps.
It's machinery tarps. They're so heavy. That's why I don't like dealing with them, man. It's a workout.
Yeah.
You got to be in shape.
And as you can see, we're not. So.
What truck driver is in shape?
Some of them. Not a lot.
I never seen. Well, I can say never, but.
You're right. The tolls, oh my God, don't get me started with the tolls in
Ooh, oh my. Jersey is crazy. Crazy. I know I racked up about $50.
Yeah.
Quick $50 in tolls.
Man, yeah, we don't
probably
like
more.
That. Yeah.
And it's hardly no rest areas, hardly no truck stops. And the 1 or 2 truck stops is packed.
Mm-hmm.
It's like packed, and it's like maybe between the 2 truck stops, it's about 700 vehicles. No lie, about 700, and it's packed at nighttime. So if you don't get no parking in the day in New Jersey, you're kind of, you're done.
Yeah. This time that we was there, we struggled. So we stayed there one night, and then we struggled to find parking. Between, for driving around to find parking and the traffic. Oh my God, it was so annoying.
Yeah. I don't like Jersey.
You're welcome, Mark. I hope that you find some that work for you. Like Seneca said, the ones that we have are like super heavy, and that's the reason why he doesn't, want to do a lot of tarping. We haven't had to do a lot of tarping anyways because we always get loads, that pay decent without tarping. So.
He said he had a flatbed.
For a step deck.
I would suggest look for ramps. Also, look for ramps. It's quite a bit of loads to need ramps. It's loads to need tarps too, but I just don't be fighting with these tarps.
You ever ride on the truck when you really don't want to?
Mm-mm.
You ever idle your truck when you really don't want to?
Do I ever idle a truck when I really don't want to? Do I idle it?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if it's too hot, then you gotta run the truck if it's too hot.
Yeah, like today, we're here in Florida.
I'm not gonna sit in this truck and not run it, and it's 92
Yeah.
degrees.
Yeah, we have it. So we got here last night. So we have been running in like literally since we got here all night because it was 93 when we got here, and it's been 93 like all day. So yeah, like we turned it off this morning for a couple hours.
3 hours?
Yeah, like early in the morning it was a little bit cooler, but
Mhm.
after that it's like we have to keep it on the whole time. And yeah, we don't like doing that because for
Yeah.
a lot of reasons, the fuel and engine hours and all of that stuff. But
Yeah.
we do not have an APU, so we gotta do what we gotta do.
You said Mark, you need 90-pound targets to take with you at all times, plus a couple of small ones.
Yeah, he's
Yep.
right.
I would say that three targets, 90-pound targets.
That's a good idea
It's the
to
small
ask.
ones, yep. It's the small ones too.
That's a good idea to ask the broker if you can, take a break at the receivers. We had somebody offer that to us one time, in that area.
Mhm.
That they said that they had a big lot and that if we wanted to stay there,
That's-
we could have stayed there.
Yeah, that's when we dropped off those generators.
Yeah.
We dropped them generators off.
But that's a good thing. We're going to start asking because instead of
Yeah.
having to find parking at the rest areas or truck stops. Mark, no, we don't have ramps yet. We're looking into get some sometime this year, hopefully, because that's how you get a lot more loads. So if you don't want to do tarping, you can get the ramps and you will still get plenty of loads.
Yeah.
Like we get plenty of loads without ramps and without tarping, but having the ramps, obviously it pays a little bit more for those loads,
Yeah.
and then you have more options.
Yeah.
So if you can get ramps, get the ramps. Like if you have to choose between tarp and ramps, I will say get the ramps.
Yeah, them northeast toes kill you.
Yeah.
The first time we went through there, it did. Trust me. What was it, $9?
It was $9.
$9
Yeah.
every toll. Every time you get off the highway and every time you get on, you gotta pay $9. And it was the ones that you don't have to pay, you just drive straight through. Like going over the bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, those two.
Yeah.
So
It's crazy expensive. Oh, okay. I will.
set up.
Yeah, yeah. I can show that. I will make a video on that. All I just have a it's a electric skillet that I got from Amazon. That's all I have for cooking, and I can cook pretty much anything and everything in in that thing. It's about this big. It's about this big. So I can cook like pretty much anything in it. That's all I have for cooking. But I can show it. I will make a video. I know some other people have requested me to show that. I just haven't had the focus and the time to do all of that. But I will do it.
then the microwave.
Yeah. So we have
That's it.
that.
That's all you need.
Yeah, we have the electric grill, we have a microwave, and we have a refrigerator. So we have those three things here. The refrigerator is not one of the small ones. We got a bigger one. We had it to cut part of the.
And you had to cut the truck like the side of it to make a space for the
Yeah.
refrigerator.
Yeah. So we got a pretty good size. It
Mhm.
holds enough groceries for about almost 2 weeks for us. Week and a half, 2 weeks.
I was just looking at that too, the instruction manual to the refrigerator. So
Oh.
I think it's like 4 feet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty good size that we got.
It's
but
4
we
feet tall.
But Seneca did have to do some cutting of the place for it.
Yeah, the northeast is rough. That's where this load came from. The one we're gonna drop off tomorrow. Oh boy, that was. The driving is not bad. I just don't like the tolls and all the roads, and you can't idle. What state is that? Maryland, I think. I think it's like
yeah,
Maryland.
I think it's Maryland.
You go to the truck stops, you can't idle.
PA, but I
it-
think it's both of them.
Yeah, and it has those machines next to the parking spots to make sure you're not idling.
That's annoying.
I'm like, wow, there's too many rules out here, man.
Yeah,
I
way
need
too many.
I need to get back to the South, man. Where's loose? You can do what you want in the South. go to the Northeast, it's like it's all uppity and don't do this and stop doing that.
Okay, yeah, I know which ones you're talking about. Yeah, those are good too. You know, it can save you keep your lunch warm and save money. Like the amount of money that you save by not buying food at the truck stops is pretty crazy. And that's why I cook here in the truck. I literally cook about probably like 3 times a week most of the days. Twice, most of the days. And it saves us a lot of money. Like we do everything here. The only time that we get like truck stop food is if we are really, rushing or are limited with our time is the only time, or I'm feeling lazy, which that doesn't really happen a lot. So we eat, in the truck almost every day.
It saves a lot of money. It saves a whole lot of money. Like even at the truck stop, it adds up at the end of the month. You spend hundreds, and plus the food is not healthy. Eating too much of it, I can feel it take a toll on my stomach. Like I feel nauseous, walking around and trying to work and drive and versus the food that we have prepped already. She'll cook enough food and just like prep for the week or whatever, and we just eat off that the whole week until she decides to cook again or whatever, how many days.
Sometimes I do like enough for like 3 days, 2 days, sometimes 4 days, so I don't have to do it every single day. So we just use like the microwave, to warm it up throughout the week, and that it saves a lot of money. And our long-term plan for trucking, Seneca, you want to talk about it? What's your long-term plan for trucking?
The long-term plan is to upgrade eventually. I want to do this until like at least 2025, 26 maybe. But I don't want to do it for 10 years. I don't want to do it for 10 years. I just kind of want to get in, get out. But I want to upgrade to RGN and heavy hauling. So eventually that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to upgrade and go from there.
Yeah, we'll have to, upgrade the equipment, get a different truck, get a different trailer for an RGN trailer.
Yeah.
And then, he wants to do it for, some years after that and then get out. So we also invest in real estate. So, the other part of our income, comes from that. So we want to continue to invest in real estate. Hopefully, we're hoping that next year we'll be able to get another property, fix it up, put another tenant in there, and then, slowly maybe do that hopefully a couple times next year and then go from there. So eventually, maybe the rental properties will bring us enough money to where we don't have to do trucking anymore. When it comes to housing, we have a house in Washington State where we're going to be moving back to next year, and the house is almost paid off. So we're going to pay it off at the end of this year. So our house is going to be paid off. Our equipment right now is already paid off. So we don't have a lot of bills. We're like really frugal. Like we don't spend a lot of money on things. So not having to pay for housing is going to be a big money saving. So that's kind of our plan, to move back to Washington and just save money on housing by moving into one of those houses that we have over there. So that's kind of the long-term plan. I'm a hairstylist, licensed hairstylist, barber. So I was actually thinking, I don't know if I want to continue to do that or not, or just focus on real estate. But I might open up like a small neighborhood barbershop in that town. We'll see. We will see from there.
Yeah, trucking is not the get rich plan.
No.
Or whatever you want to do as far as like if you want to make $1 million or you want to make $500,000, whatever, you probably can, but trying to get to the destination, the real goal, I don't think it's going to involve trucking.
No.
Trucking is just like a vehicle it's a money machine.
Yeah.
To keep the income coming in, and you can pay your higher bills
and then invest into something else. Yeah, like for us, honestly, the main focus, the biggest focus here is real estate. Like it's something that we're passionate about. It's something that I've done for a long time, and I want to continue to do that. So that for us, real estate is going to be the main, my money making machine, I guess, in the future, hopefully.
Yeah, trucking, it's just a money machine.
Oh, okay. So you're living in your truck full time too. It does save you a lot of money. That's why we got rid of our condo in Florida when we moved into the truck.
We paid a little over $2K.
Yeah, we was paying a little bit over 2,000 over there in Florida. Here
Here
in
in
Florida.
Florida.
I don't know where we are. Here in Florida, we was paying over $2,000, and we just we're on the road all the time. So we're like, why are we going to keep this place and paying all this money if we don't go back to it like maybe once a month?
We used to leave for like maybe 2 months, 2 months at a time, and we still had to pay rent. And I'm like, then we would stay there for like a week, and we back out on the road. And I'm like, why are we? Well, she was like, why are we paying for this place when we could just go live out on the road? And that's how the whole idea really started.
Yeah.
And plus, we did the numbers, and we like, you say $2,000 a month. That's
a lot of money.
$24,000 per
Yeah.
year you saved if you just knock the rent out.
Yeah.
So you could do something else with the rent payment.
Yeah. You could save it and put it, as a down payment on another property, invest it into something else. And that's kind of what we're doing, just, saving money. Right now, that's all we're doing, just saving and saving as much as we can save, paying some of the things that we had to pay off, and then saving everything else that we can save. For us, that's the goal this year, is just to save as much as we can save. And then invest it next year into real estate. Do you guys have APU on your trucks? Like if you don't have an APU, what do you guys do for when it's super hot out here? I know we're looking into like other options for like different little portable ACs and things like that, but we're not sure yet what we're gonna do, for that.
We need something.
But we need something other than idling the truck all day and night.
And what them APU cost? Like $12,000,
$15,000.
$15,000 for APU.
Last year we asked about it at a place here in Orlando, and they were like, oh yeah, it will be about 16,000 with installation. And I was like, you mean 1,600? And it was like, no, 1,000. And I was like,
16,000.
like, wait, what? Yeah, no, I no, that's crazy.
Yeah. That's quite a bit.
Yeah.
So we got to find an alternative route. We don't want to spend $16,000 when we can find something else
Yeah.
to take its place.
Yeah, man, that's what they told us here in Orlando, and we was like, no, it ain't happening. Like, it's not happening.
$16,000.
I thought it was like insane. No, hell no. And the summers here in Florida are brutal, so we don't want to keep coming back here.
We're gonna do something.
Yeah.
We're gonna get something, this year, because we don't want to be just wasting gas, idling the truck, all night or whatever, or throughout the day. So, in most of the areas we're gonna go in the summer is gonna be hot areas.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's needed. Save that gas.
But yeah, guys. So when it comes to the loads this last week, eh, they were okay. Nothing, nothing crazy. It's still, not really busy. Like there's not like that many loads, but you know, enough to keep us moving around.
Hmm.
We did have to sit down for a day in that area that we was in PA. Just try to, find a load that worked for us.
Do they sell portable things to cooler? Yeah, they do. They do.
They do. We was looking online last week, like different alternatives, different options. I'm just a little bit, skeptical about bringing something here into the truck, and with the whole carbon monoxide situation and things like that. So we really have to research, before we choose anything out there.
Hmm. Been looking online at some too. Some devices, and a lot of them been having like mixed reviews.
Yeah.
So I just don't want to go out and just waste some money on alternative for an APU and it doesn't work properly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
most of the ones I looked at, they was like kind of mixed reviews, and they were
Yeah.
supposed to be good ones, but they still had mixed reviews.
There was one of them that is like made for like semi trucks actually, and that one was what, like 1700.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like 16 or
Mhm.
1700. It's like a small portable AC that is supposedly made for semi trucks, but the reviews were like, like
Yeah.
not the best. So we'll see.
What's the other question? Be safe.
Yeah, for sure. That carbon monoxide is not something to play with. So
Nope. I cannot wait until the other side gets hot.
like the mountains.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we keep looking at the weather, to go up the mountains, like to Washington and Oregon and things, those states. And we just want to make sure that, we're not dealing with any type of snow when we go there. So,
Because the money's there. The
Yeah.
money is there to go to the mountains. It's just I don't want to be driving in a bunch of snow and black ice, and so I want to make sure it's okay to go. So
yeah, we want to do some of those long, runs, because when you're doing, shorter runs like the ones that we have been doing, it's really annoying because you have to book loads like every other day, So having to look for loads every other day, it can get pretty irritating, especially when there is not that many loads to choose from. So
yeah, yeah, yeah. And the brokers, they know it. So they
Yeah.
be playing games. The brokers play so many games, so many. We book loads, then they would cancel the load. Like that happened multiple times.
Yeah.
Multiple.
When you book a load, like you book a load, you try to negotiate the rate, with them, the price, and then they don't want to vouch for nothing, and I'm not gonna take nothing that is less than what we said we was gonna take. So I'll be like, all right, well, this is the least amount that I can take it for. So they'll be like, okay, that's fine, I'll give it to you, and then they're like, okay, I'm sending in the rate con here in the next, 5 minutes, couple minutes. 5 minutes go by, 10 minutes go by, no rate con. I call them, or they call back and they be like, oh, I'm so sorry, the load was canceled. And it's like, no, I know that you're lying. I know that it was not canceled. I know that you gave it to somebody else that took it for less money. And it happened twice already, and I'm just like, oh my God, like it's so annoying. But it's not so much the broker's fault. It's the other truck drivers. If you're taking it for like such a small amount, like that's exactly why you're going out of business. Like I stick to my guns. I'm like, this is how much we need. Like,
Know your value.
yeah. And no, it's not. To me, and this is just my personal opinion. No, it's not just about your cost per mile. Like our cost per mile is really low because we don't have a truck payment and we don't have a trailer payment. So, with that being said, I could be taking loads for $1 and some change and still make money. Am I gonna do that? Hell to the no. Like no. Like it's not gonna happen.
They gotta pay for labor.
Yeah.
That's what they paying for. When I gotta sit out there and it's 90 degrees and I'm chaining down your equipment or strapping or whatever, throwing corner pieces, whatever I'm doing, that's what you're paying that extra money for.
Yeah, I hear you. Like it's so annoying. Like I hate talking to them. I get irritated immediately, because you can sense the sketchiness of everything with them. You know what I mean? And it's just so annoying. Do you book your own loads, Mr. JRH? Do you book your own loads?
So that's why you got a reefer.
Yeah.
No reefer gang.
No, he wants a reefer. He's saving to buy a reefer.
Uh,
Yeah, we like those long runs. Book one load takes you 5 days. You don't
Yeah.
gotta deal with, the broker. You don't gotta deal with anything. All you gotta do is just focus on, getting there, and that's
one
it.
run.
Yeah, that one run. Yeah, we like those.
Take you like 5-6 days. Like if you had a run from like Georgia to Seattle. Take about 5-6 days, probably about 6 days or whatever. And those type of runs that pay, and we don't have to deal with the broker so much, and you don't have to just keep constantly trying to book loads. I mean,
Yeah.
you can get loads. It's just you got to do it so much. You ride for like 2-3 days, then you got to book another load.
Yeah.
Then 2 days go past, and you got to book another load. Another 2 days go past, or 3 days, and it's constant. So.
And then sometimes, with the loading, unloading, like so many times throughout the week, it's like you kind of waste a lot of time doing all of that as well. So.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they will do that. Like they will do that. He said he had a couple of brokers hang up on him last week. I hang up on one.
She hang up on brokers.
I do. I'm like, I am not gonna, go back and forth. If I'm telling you how much I need, and you can't pay it, that's fine. But I'm not gonna like negotiate nothing, other than reasonable, And I always try to be considerate. I don't be asking for, all this crazy money because I know I'm not gonna get it. So I always look at the lane. What are the rates, going for in that lane? And then I ask, a couple hundreds over that, and they're like, why will I give you this much more for this many miles? And I'm like, maybe because that's how much this lane is running for. But if you don't want to do it, bye. And I hang up the phone. Like he was trying to say something like, oh, I'll give you this much more. I said, no, thank you, bye. And I hang up the phone. I'm like, no, we're not playing games with that.
Can't play no games. And they got the money.
Oh yeah.
They got the money to give out. Like if a load gets stuck and it's not moving and a broker can't get it to move, he will repost the load and jack up the price. And I've seen it happen a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. They always got the money. Whatever you're asking, they got it.
Oh yeah.
They just looking for the lowest bidder. Obviously for business purposes, but some things it's like it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Khadija, what do you mean you're done? Are you done trucking? Is that what you mean?
What has she done?
I don't know. Maybe I'm asking.
got 12 people in here.
Mm.
Is it crowded? It's crowded now. We got 12 people. It's crowded.
So this is our second live. So we're gonna, continue to do this on Sundays whenever we are done, or whenever we're, parked. If we're parked, then we can do this. Oh. He said, yes, I'm heading home to clean the truck. I quit. I'm not making money.
Wow.
Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that. Was you so you say you quit it. So was you a owner operator, or was you a company driver, like working for somebody else or under somebody else's authority? Sorry to hear that. Like I know it's really rough out here. Like it's hard to make money, especially if you don't have the right setup.
Mm-hmm. You be telling the truth.
Oh, he was leased. Oh man, yeah, like them leases right now is for what I hear, like obviously we're not leased, but like for what I hear from a lot of the subscribers, them leases right now, they're not making enough money for anything, between all of those payments. It's really rough right now.
Yeah, trucking is a rough business.
So you made
it's
what?
rough.
About 1,800, 1,600, and 200 this week.
200?
Yeah. Behind on bills. Yeah. And that's the thing, that the bills are not gonna sit around and wait for you to, make those payments. Believe me, we totally understand. It's really hard. And once those bills start, piling it up, it gets harder and harder to bring them down. So, sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. Like if you gotta, go back to being a company driver, then that's what you do. You gotta do whatever you gotta, whatever it takes.
The only good thing is you can pivot different ways in trucking. You can always be
He said he only made 209 this week. Oh my God.
He's an owner operator?
He was leased, yeah, owner operator leased to somebody else. He made 209 this week. Do you have a trailer too, or just a truck? Yeah, that's what you do. Like that's what we keep saying on every video. Like if you want to get into trucking, pay for your equipment cash, and cut your home expenses. To the lowest you can cut them.
Mm-hmm.
Any unnecessary expenses, cut them down, because with trucking, like you don't know if you're gonna make money like that to pay for everything. And once your equipment is paid off, nobody can take that away from you. The whole trucking industry can go to hell, and you still have your equipment. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You got a paid off equipment that you can, use for whatever, and it's yours. Nobody can take that away from you. But when you're leasing, when you're, have all these payments, the minute things shift or change a little bit, you are in hot water because of all the payments.
Yep. Just go local if you got to.
Yeah, absolutely. What type of trailer do you have? Or do you have? What type of trailer do you have? And it might be better too, like just doing local. You get to, look at the bright side of things, You get to be home every night. If you have a family, you get to spend time with the family.
I was just giving that advice the other day. I'm talking about it, actually giving advice, but I was talking about it. Like there's nothing wrong with just driving local and.
No, he was a dry band. Yeah, man, the dry band game is done. Like that's just, yeah, there's like no money to be made, within that industry right now.
I just put two and two together. It's too many dry vans out there, and not enough work, so it can't be profitable.
Yeah, your competition is so high, having to compete with another thousands of trucks, doing dry van, and all of them talking to the brokers about these loads, you're not going to make no money. Not with the dry van, not right now. Yeah, that's what I think. So we made a video about, like the equipment that we think that you should have, out here in order to make money. And I reviewed the rates for dry van before we made the video, because we was talking about, dry van as well. And so the areas that I reviewed the rates from, they were going from 90 cents to like $1.40 per mile. And I was just like, how? Like, there is no way that anybody can make a living as an owner operator, with that money. Like, there's just no way. That's about what it costs to, the cost per mile to run your truck. It's about dollar and some change if you're an owner operator. You know what I mean?
You might as well be a company driver.
Yeah.
When the rate's that low, you might as well be a company driver.
Yeah.
At that point, because you don't even have to deal with the fuel anymore. You don't get to deal with the fuel or the insurance or truck payment.
Reefer,
Period.
like right now, like the rates for reefer are not good either. Like like I said, because of that video, I had to look at like different rates, and they're not the best at all. I wouldn't do reefer. I wouldn't recommend doing reefer right now. Not this year. Maybe next year. The whole thing with the produce will be better. Like just look at what happened in California. With all of the flooding and all the situations that they had over there, and that a lot of the produce comes from over there. So I hear that the reefer people are struggling with the loads as well right now. Maybe next year will be better. But my advice is, if you want to get a different trailer, I will either go for a flatbed or a step deck. Those are the ones that you can still get, like $3, $3 and change, per mile.
high
like
$2.
Like the high $2 is the less that you be getting, But you do gotta do, some physical work. But you get compensated more, obviously, for that reason.
Yeah, reefer, they not paying either.
Yeah, I looked at the rates for reefer, and it was about the same. It was pretty low.
Reefer pays if you got multiple drops.
Yeah.
Multiple drops, then they pay. Obviously they have to pay more, but
Yeah.
that's when the rate goes up a little bit more. But yeah, on average, it's not paying as much. It's paying more than dry van, but
Yeah.
not that much more.
And it pays during the produce season. That's when it pays the most. But what about the rest of the year? So you want to have something that you can use pretty much all year long if you're able to. And we actually met a guy that he said that he had more than one trailer. I think he said he had like 3 of them. He had a step deck, he had a reefer, and he had some type of RGN. It was the other one.
The low boy.
Yeah, I think it was a low boy. And he said he advised us to do that, to get another trailer, to have it for when step deck loads get kind of low. Then we have another trailer, for like, if we want to do reefer, like produce season, it's a busy time of the year, and things like that. And we haven't thought about doing nothing like that, because we're making enough with the step deck. So far we're making enough to pay everything and still save money. So we should see.
The tanker's struggling too. What?
Huh? That's news.
Said prime and everyone is crying.
Yeah, man. Like I said, we get so many messages, so many comments, and messages on my private messages from different subscribers, sharing their stories, and it's like, it's a struggle out there, it's crazy.
So do on Intermodel at JB Hunt. JB Hunt is okay. They're all right. Some of JB Hunt loads are like, but you can get some okay rates out of JB Hunt.
Well, then company driver, and like save your money. And if you decide to come back as an owner operator, just look for a truck that you can hopefully purchase, cash, and then you can start all over again. Don't let this situation change, your whole plan. Sometimes you just gotta fall back, for a little bit to come back stronger.
Mhm.
And that's just how life is.
Containers. That's Memphis area.
Man, that port life.
Any
oh
ports.
my God, this is.
If you're near a port, yeah, containers is your thing.
Yeah.
Anywhere along the coast, Memphis. I mean, pretty sure they ain't the only places. But
Yeah.
places I know.
Oh my God, we did too. We came in when it was bad already. We came into the trucking industry when it was bad already.
Yeah.
Like literally, that was, it just happened that way.
Yeah. I used to watch all these videos, and everybody's talking about how much money they was making. And when we got in, it was nothing like that. Nothing like that. I was like, where's all the money? People talking about they making $300,000 per year.
So it all for this one.
Do you think it's better?
So it all depends.
The stock market.
So it all depends. I will say that if you don't want to deal with the expense of having to pay, like this huge down payment for your own insurance as an owner operator, I would just go and lease under somebody else, and instead of just doing the spot market loads. For like the only time that I will ever consider leasing to somebody else, if we couldn't afford our own insurance anymore, and we decided to listen to somebody else, it will be if they provide the loads. If they have contracts, they have a load board, they have all of those things, then yes, I will list into that company. But if I'm just listening to somebody and they're not providing any loads, there's just a small company and they don't have their own loads, I wouldn't. But if you can afford, the insurance, if you think it's too much and the spot market loads are not paying enough, totally, like it's better to listen to somebody else.
The least amount of expenses as possible. Period. The only reason why we do what we do is because everything's paid off. Trust me, if we had a truck payment and a trailer payment, yeah, we would probably be under somebody else's authority.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would say, yeah, you might want to go under somebody else's MC.
Hey, Volodymyr, thank you for connecting, and welcome to the channel. Making bigger so you can see.
I know.
So we're both
Letters are so
looking.
small.
I know, sorry, I had it some down all the way.
Awesome job.
Yeah, you're so right about that. It's just like investing in the stock market, and if you don't take a chance, you will never know, right? However, you do have to be cautious with your investments. Like just understand what you're doing, have your finances in order, and if you're ready to jump in, yeah.
It's horrible. Rather work a temp job.
Yeah, you're right. It is very expensive when you're new. If you have less than 2 years, it is very, very expensive. Like for us, the first year, it was we ended up paying eight for the down payment. It was $8,400 for the down payment for the insurance because Seneca was he only had about 6 months with his CDL when we got our own authority. So $8,400 down payment, and then after that, our monthly payment was like $2,300. Now that we're going on our second year, it didn't went down much. It went down like $80, $90. And Seneca still, he has a clean driving record. Nothing, no points, no nothing. Clean CDL, good credit, everything good. And it only went down like $80, $90.
You paid what, $7,400?
Yeah, so the down payment went down $1,000 for this our second year. The monthly payment went down about $90. So it's still a lot of money, but it went down a little bit.
Yeah, so it was $8,400 for the first year. The second year was $7,400. So hopefully the third year might get lucky, get $6,000.
Your mama-san, hi, how are you?
What's up?
But yeah, so they, our insurance agent, he said that once Seneca reaches the 2 years with his CDL, which is coming up in August. Yeah, August of this year, he'll have his 2 years. So next year, when we're getting ready to renew our insurance, he said that it should go down, more, but I don't know how much more. Like, they don't know how much more. Hopefully a lot.
We're going to look at other insurance companies too.
Yeah.
We're going to shop around. We took this deal because it wasn't too many people trying to give us insurance, because of my CDL experience.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I had to call about 15 different companies when I was looking for insurance. And out of those 15 companies, they were like, oh, like we don't insure anybody with less than 2 years. Some of them wanted a year. Some of them, like, they had all these requirements. There's some of them, like the down payment on one of them, it was like $22,000. I was like, you're out of your goddamn mind, like $22,000. So the whole thing for the whole year, it was going to be like $53,000 or something like that.
Yep.
I was like, oh my God, like we're never going to be able to get our own authority. But I kept calling and calling, different places until I found the one that we have right now. And the only reason why they were able to work with us is because they count any previous experience that you have driving a truck, any type of a commercial vehicle. They will count that towards your experience to insure you. And because Seneca was in the military and he used to drive trucks for the military, so they were able to count that experience. We had it to prove, that he was a truck driver in the military. So we sent all of his military paperwork to the insurance agent, and he was like, yeah, we can actually do it. And it was, it was lower than any other place that we could have gone with.
Go Army.
Yeah. It worked for something.
Worked for something. Other than sending me across seas to fighting wars.
Yeah, we did it in 6 months. However, this was like a plan, something that we had planned for like, I don't know, like a year before that. Like it was not like it just didn't happen just like that. Like we planned it ahead. Like, like this is how we're gonna do it. You're gonna go get your CDL, go work for somebody else, get some experience. And then after that, we will continue to research the market, and then we'll purchase a truck, if we feel like we are, in a position to do it. So that's what we ended up doing.
So what was the biggest challenge? What was the biggest challenge?
What has been the biggest challenge?
For you in this trucking business?
The brokers.
Joel Pierre.
Dealing with
It's
the
a lot.
brokers.
It's a lot.
The biggest challenge, I will say that honestly, is dealing with dishonesty. In this industry, you cannot find people that you gotta work with that are honest. That's
Yeah.
I feel like that, when you're an honest person, like we're honest people, we're transparent, and when you sense all this shady behavior around you from anybody that you gotta deal with within trucking, it's hard because everything around you is telling you you gotta be savage, you gotta have like no morals, you gotta like basically be
No more.
this person that you don't want to be out here. So for me, I will say that the biggest challenge has been dealing with dishonest people like the brokers.
I think the challenge was in the beginning when we was trying to figure out what type of trailer we wanted.
Yeah.
Going from power only to like trying to figure out whether we want to do reefer or flatbed, step deck, and still trying to maintain the business when we didn't have a trailer.
Mm-hmm.
It was power only. So we used to do all of these little small runs around Florida. I think the furthest we went was like Georgia.
Yeah.
And I think that was the hardest part, trying to maintain until we got a trailer.
Yeah. Yeah. That was a challenge at the beginning. What insurance do we have? We have Cornerstone. Cornerstone. That's what we have.
They're pretty lenient.
Yeah.
I won't say it's like it's not progressive or anything like high end or whatever, but they will work with you.
Yeah.
So if you're trying to get your foot in the game with not that much experience, I feel like they'll work with you.
Yeah. They're not the best. They have
God,
little
no.
things that that we don't like about their service. But I will say the overall, like it has been an okay experience, working with them. And when it comes to the price that we're paying, like it was the best one that we found out there. Now for next year, we are gonna shop around and look and see if we can find a different one to work with.
Mm-hmm. I can't wait.
Yeah.
77 Foxtrot with the 88 Mike kicker. What was a fueler? Well, I mean, 77 Foxtrot. That's fueler. I know that back in the days. I think they changed it now to something else, but I know 77 Fox. I know what they are. I'm an 88 Mike. That's a truck driver in the military. Yeah, being an 88 Mike gave me a lot of experience because it was chain straps, binders. It was pretty much the same thing as having a step deck. So,
where's the best the best place to get a truck with a low payment?
That's a good question.
There is not such a thing as far as I'm concerned. Like there is, I mean, if you have like perfect credit, if you had business credit built up already, business history with your bank, they might work with you and give you, a low down payment. We tried that when we first, got into trucking. We tried getting our truck on payments. We had perfect credit. We had 0 debt under our names. We had the down payment, and they deny us because we didn't have enough history for the business, build up for the credit for the business. So
yeah, and this started I think we was doing a box truck or something. I think that's how it started.
yes.
Yeah, we started off, the whole idea was of getting a box truck. Then we got denied, so we just bought everything all out. So
Edit and voila. Thank you for connecting. We appreciate the support. Fuel supply specialist.
fuel supply specialist. Yeah, fuel supply specialist. Yeah, a fueler. I was in a fueling company for a little while. I used to haul fuel too in the military. But go ahead. I mean to cut you
No,
off.
you're fine. I thought about learning brokering and getting my broker license and just so that we don't gotta deal with the brokers ourselves. But we shall see. We need to like settle down somewhere first. Have a home so that I can decide what we're gonna do from there. So next year we're doing that. We're settling in Washington State, and then we'll go from there. I will look into, to see if it's something that I want to do, and then, go from there.
Mhm. Can I use any military benefits to buy trucker insurance?
Uh, Not as far as I know. You can use any previous military experience if you did any driving any commercial vehicle within the military. It will lower your insurance payment because they count that as experience.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
instead of saying that you're a brand new CDL driver, it will show that you already have however many years of experience that you did that in the military.
Yeah, just give them your DD 214 discharge papers, and they will go from there, and they will count that as experience.
How to contact us? If you go to the profile, we have the information there on how to contact us. I have a number there for WhatsApp and the instructions on how we take private calls.
Driver school, make sure they use the driver field changes.
Mhm. No sound. Somebody says no sound. Can you guys hear us? I'm not sure what's happening with the sound. Tell me if you can hear us now.
The sound should be on. Oh, they said the sound is good.
Oh, okay. It's just we have the truck on because it's really hot here, and there's like reefers and other trucks around here, so it gets kind of loud.
Somebody said about how did you learn flatbedding? I did flatbedding in the military. I mean, they don't call it flatbedding, but step decks, flatbeds, they have the same equipment pretty much in the military. So I did that for like 15, 16 years. So I already had a lot of experience doing it. So I was like, I'm gonna do step deck.
No, we don't stay on a work schedule. We just roll as we go. Like we just keep rolling. The only time that we stop is for him to take his 34 hour break, and then from there we just roll. And if he feels any other day of the week, if he feels tired or he doesn't feel like driving, if he's tired, didn't get enough sleep, then we'll park for the day.
Mhm.
But other than that, we keep rolling. We don't have like a set schedule of anything. We're out here just living a wild life.
It is wild.
Got it. You're gonna be my first client when I become a broker. Yes, I am working on creating a website and having more, information there. I was just really hesitant about, doing any type of private calls or anything like that because I didn't want to take focus from our own business. But I think that now that we have it going, I can actually, dedicate some time to that. And I get a lot of people asking, constantly if they can reach out to us, if they can, contact us for like different things. So I think I'm gonna, create a website and just post it out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay, it sounds good. I'll keep my eye on that number. Joel, yes. So we have an app that we use to look up the cheapest, fuel near the area that we are.
Mm-hmm.
So with that app, usually we get, discounts for about, sometimes it's like $1.20 less than like the big truck stops. So basically what it is we use the smaller truck stops, to give fuel. And then we have a Chase Inc. business credit card that we use to pay for the fuel. And with the Chase credit card, we get cash back, and we get points. So we get 1.5% cash back on the credit card on top of the savings that we get at the fuel pump. So altogether, it has been saving us like good money. We don't use any like fuel cards. Fuel cards, we just use a business credit card to pay for fuel.
Mm-hmm. Do you haul freight or the DOD is in effect?
We have done some military loads. Not a lot, but we have done some military loads in the past. Now, when we move back to Washington State, we're going to be like near the military base where Seneca was stationed over there. And I used to work in that base. I worked there for a very, very long time. So my plan is, once we move over there, to go and talk to whoever is in charge of logistics and see if we can get any type of, deal with them doing some of their military loads.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Shout out to Fort Lewis.
Yeah. Mhm. Oh, I heard that Melton is a really good company to work for. Like we have made people that said that is a really good company to work for.
Yeah, I heard of them.
Yeah.
That's the one you was talking about?
Yeah, that's the one that I
Melton?
was telling you. Yeah, that is like supposedly like really good to their workers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Melton.
And I don't blame you. If you have kids, like being away from home for that long is tough. Like I can't even imagine.
For Hood. For Polk. I used to do a JRTC out there. I've been a Fort Polk rent. I think we was in the field for like 60 or 90 days out there.
And so I was a military barber that used to cut all your guys' hair, all of the new soldiers for basic training and things like that.
She ran 4 shops on the base.
Yeah, I did.
4. She was overseeing 40
Yeah,
employees.
I had about 40 employees under me. I was the general manager for all of the barbershops inside Fort Lewis and McCord in Washington State.
Fort Hood, Texas. Fort Polk, that's the swamp. Matter of fact, that's when I was in a tank battalion, and I was a fueler. I was in a fueler unit.
Good times though.
That was a long time ago. That was like 2003
Yeah.
when I used to go out there.
But yeah, doing a flatbed or step deck, it will get you in shape. Seneca keeps, out there working and, being physical, and it's good. Like, because you're sitting down for so long, so doing a little bit of physical activity, that's really good.
Oh, it's exercise.
Yeah.
When it's 90 degrees out there and you chaining down anything or straps or whatever you're doing outside on the step deck, it's a little workout. It's a workout.
It's certified as a HBOB, AP service veteran in business. That's good to know. I'm gonna
Look into
look.
that.
Yeah, I did look into something like that before. Like registering the business under a veteran owned. I haven't done it, but I will do that. It's something that I have had in mind. Yeah.
More the same in 2022. I'll say it's the same.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like it's the same as what it was back in 2022. Not much has changed, honestly.
Like, I hate to say it, but I think this is the new normal. This is the new normal as far as like the rates, and I hope I'm wrong. Let's just say that. I hope that I'm wrong.
Yeah. That's why Seneca doesn't
Hell
want
yeah.
to tarp.
We got 3 tarps, and I used them 3 times. 3 times in like what, a year?
Yeah.
A year and a half.
Yeah. And they're expensive. Like we spend a lot of money getting those tarps, and we're like, no, hell no. They're too heavy. Like I tried helping him one time, with a tarp. I was like, this is gonna break my back.
Usually, I never ask her to help me with
Yeah.
anything. This time, I was like, hey, I just need this much more strength to throw this tarp over my head so I could roll it
Yeah.
across. We had the jet engine.
Yeah.
We was covering up a jet engine, and I could not get the tarp. It was stuck right here, and I just ran out of power. And I was like, baby, you gotta help me. I need this much more strength to get this tarp over my head.
I tried helping him, and I felt how heavy that tarp was. And I'm pretty strong on my upper body, and I was like, hell no! Like there is no way. Like this is too heavy.
I want to get rid of them.
Yeah, we're getting
Actually.
rid of them. Yeah, we don't want them.
I mean, a couple of them got some tears in it, but they still good. If somebody just patched them up, I'll let them go for like a couple hundred.
Yeah.
All 3 of them. Just get them off my truck. You can get my tarps. They got a few little tears in it for a couple $100.
Yeah. And we believe that too. We believe that the rates are going to go back up, eventually. And, like you said, it sounds horrible to say, but, a lot more people need to get out, and sadly to say they will get out because they can't make any money, within the industry.
Yeah, I said it. I said it a long time ago. I said it's a purge going on.
Yeah.
The industry is being purged, and whoever can survive, hey, you might have to go back to being a company driver, and there ain't nothing wrong with that.
No, nothing
Ain't
at all.
nothing wrong with it, because company drivers get paid too.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with being a company driver. Me and Seneca, we talked about that. Like, what's the worst that can happen? You know what I mean? For us being in the trucking industry, like, you got to have a plan. You know what I mean? Or like, if this happens, like, what are we going to do? If that happens, what are we going to do? Like, with our equipment being paid off, we don't have to worry so much about, that. But, with this said, if we ever get to the point where we cannot afford to pay the down payment insurance, then we will just go and lease under, somebody else, and then, take it from there.
Going to somebody else's MC. If
Yep.
that don't work, then become a company driver. If that doesn't work,
Yeah.
drive local. Like it's
He said he'll give you $300 for the tarps.
man, if you was standing right next to me right now, I'll take that 300.
He will say no more.
I'll roll that tarp off the truck.
If we're in Florida, we're in Florida. We're going to be in Tampa tomorrow morning. We're near the area. Come and get him.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, he doesn't use them for anything,
I don't
and
use them.
I don't want him to get hurt, by using them because they're so damn heavy. So
I know we should have got some ramps.
yeah, instead of the tarps.
Yeah.
I know.
It's all part of the learning experience.
When we got the step deck, we was just like, oh, let's go buy all these things. We just went and bought everything that we thought that we could, possibly need, to get these loads.
Yep.
So we got the tarps, we got all these other things, and then what we should have got was ramps instead.
Should have got ramps.
Yeah. But we're
Instead
gonna
of
get them.
tarps. You need the chains, you need the straps, you need the binders, you need the corner pieces.
Yeah.
The tarps is optional. You need ramps, and that should be the setup, the basic setup for a step deck.
Yeah. No, I don't drive. I drive Seneca. That's all I drive. No, I don't drive. It's not something that I want to do. Like we talked about, like how will it help us if I got my CDL? So I will not want to drive at night, right? Like I'm not good at driving at night. I will not feel comfortable driving at night. Seneca doesn't like driving at night either. So even if I went and got my CDL, it wouldn't help us to make any more money because neither of us would want to drive at night. I feel capable of, being a truck driver and driving this truck, but it just is not going to help us much, when it comes to making more money.
I wouldn't want her out here driving, period.
Yeah.
I mean, it's for somebody who never drove trucks and they just get behind the wheel and they start driving. It could be a shock. for some people. When I first started driving big vehicles in the service, yeah, when I was a private back in the year 2000, and I got behind that wheel and I had a fueler or I had a trailer with me, it was a shock, for a while. So just let the person with the experience handle it. And she handle administrative things. She's knowledgeable in everything else.
Yeah.
Just let me do the labor part.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so that works for us for now,
What's that? How much will it cost for the equipment to do flatbed, not counting the cost of the trailer?
So for us, because we just went and bought a whole bunch of stuff, that including the tarps were really expensive. We ended up paying close to a little bit over $4,000.
That's what it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was about.
We got it was 14 straps. Man, I forgot the name. I forgot the name of the things where the straps go in. The what was it called?
I don't know.
What? Anyway, we got 14 straps, 14 chains, 14 binders, and we got them pieces where the straps go in, the metal things when you roll it up or whatever. We got 14 of those, and that costs.
And then how many tarps? 3 tarps,
And
right?
3 tarps. We got 3 tarps.
You got chains, you got binders, you got corner protectors, the tarps. So all together came to be a little bit over $4,000.
Yeah.
But the biggest expense in that, it was the tarps. The tarps were like, I don't remember, like 400, 600, somewhere around there a piece.
Yep.
And we got 3 of them. So it was a lot of money for the tarps. We could have, spent like half of that, probably like 2,000 if we didn't get the tarps. But like I said, we was just trying to make sure we had everything to take, whatever loads.
Yeah. Yeah, really all you need. Yeah, 14 is a good number. 14 is a good number.
Yeah.
14 straps, tarps. I mean, not tarps, but 14 straps, chains, binders, etc.
Handyman, do you guys drive at night or just during the day? He said him and his wife. I'm sorry, not handyman. Cold World. Do you guys drive at night? See, like I wouldn't mind doing it, like I said, but I just know me. Like I would not drive at night. Period. Like I wouldn't feel comfortable doing that. And Seneca either, so it wouldn't really help us much.
I know what you're saying. It'll cut down the time.
Yeah.
Because we can set the ELD, for 2 different drivers.
Yeah.
And still be legal, so whatever. Yeah, somebody could drive at night, but it's like nobody wants to drive at night. I let anybody, the reefer people, I let them drive at night, and that's that. After 11 o'clock, my body just starts to shut down.
Oh, okay. I will check my messages after we're done with the live. I will check the messages.
It ain't no traffic. That is correct. That is correct.
Oh, okay. So he said he takes the night shift. That's good. Like if you're a night driver, you can stay awake at night. Like yeah, totally. You can make a lot of money, between both of you. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Seneca, guys, when he checks out, he checks out, and there is no coming back. So we just know that nighttime driving wouldn't be safe, for him. And me, I'm a little bit kind of blind, so I wouldn't want to be driving at night. So it wouldn't be safe for neither of us to do it.
The last time I drove at night was when I worked for Warner, and yes, the roads be clear. Like after 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, it's a straight shot. Wherever you're going, it's a straight shot, no traffic. That is the plus side of it.
Yeah.
I gotta admit that.
Yeah. Yeah, some people like driving at night. That is true. And yeah, less traffic. You don't gotta worry about the parking situation and things like that. So it has, its benefits if you can stay awake all night. You probably get used to it, like after a while.
People get used to it.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm the type of person that I gotta get my sleep or I can't function. Like I cannot function. I cannot you can be talking to me and I will not make sense of anything you're saying. Nothing will register, so I know that it just wouldn't even be safe.
I've worked jobs at night,
Yeah,
graveyard
you
shift,
did.
and man, I prefer not to.
Cold World. What type of trailer do you guys drive? What type of trucking do you guys do? That's nice that you got your wife in there with you doing it too. That's really good.
It's a good strategy.
Yeah.
So the brokers be in a bind.
Hmm. That's good. That's a good.
That's
way,
good advice.
Yeah, that's a good way to
That's-
go, man.
That's good advice for dry
Yeah.
van, actually.
Yeah.
I never thought of that angle, but
Me either. No. See, the thing with the loads that we take, with the step deck, like the shippers, the receivers, they're only open, from like 8 to 2, 8 to 4, so it's like, the times are really
Yeah.
different.
yeah, if you don't drop that load off by 4 o'clock or sometimes 2 o'clock, you got to wait the next day. Or sometimes you might, if it's a Friday, you get stuck the whole weekend with that load because you didn't make it to the drop off by 2 o'clock, and that has happened before.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, some people like me, I need my sleep. There's no way you cannot pay me enough to wanna, do night. It wouldn't be safe. Like, I'm just that type of person that, nighttime is not for me.
Young Trip.
Hey, before you quit your job, save your money and then get your
Save it.
truck. Yeah, get your truck, man.
Keep saving.
You got 20,000, just keep going. Like, you keep going and then try and find, a used truck that doesn't have crazy miles. Buy your old cash, if possible, because that's how you're gonna secure your spot with the trucking. Nobody can take that truck away from you because it's paid off.
Cut your expenses. That's the key to own an operator. Cut your expenses. We live on our truck because we wanted to save 24,000, at least 24,000 per year. So
Per year and rent, yeah.
yeah.
Hey, Black Knight Mustang, how are you? Thank you for connecting. We love you back.
What state y'all, man? From Birmingham. I was I'm in Birmingham.
We're in Birmingham at the Sumter, South Carolina.
Right now we are in Florida. We're near the Tampa area. We have a load with us that we're dropping off tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
We got here last night, but the receiver doesn't open on Sunday, so we've been camping out in a 93-degree weather.
Yeah. Can't make it and driving 6 to 6. Yeah, I believe so.
I agree with that.
I believe so.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta, become really strategic with what you do in dry van, like really you do. How do you do getting out of Florida? Was you able to get a loan easily?
So I'm thinking to y'all. I was in Florida last week.
Yeah, we're gonna try not to come to Florida too often, guys, because this loads over here. I started looking on Friday. I started looking at the loads here to get us out, and oh my God, couldn't put anything together. I was just like, you know what?
It was tough.
Yeah, we'll see. How about Monday? Let's start all over again, and then we'll see if we can find something. If we can't find anything that makes sense for us, we will just get something for like $1,000 that gets us from here to like Savannah, or like near
Yeah.
Georgia, and then from there we'll just find something. As long as you get out of Florida, but I will not take 42,000 flipping pound load for $1.20. Hell no. We will like head to Savannah before we do that. Like it's not happening.
They be disrespectful with the rates.
42,000, 47,000 pounds.
It's like
for
42,000
$1.
pounds. You got to
Yeah.
tarp it. You need ramps, and they want to pay you $1.80. It's like, and it's three drops. It's like, nah, I'm not doing all of that.
No, we have never worked with Rate Logistics. No, I had never heard of it or worked with them either.
Ray Logistics.
Yeah.
Must have been recruited there.
Oh, okay. So what do you do now? Now that you don't work for Ray? I probably could. I tried before, like not brokering, but like I tried to like do some online, work and things like that. But sometimes, the connection, the reception, like it gets bad when you're in the truck. So I'm like, oh, I don't want to commit to something, and I can't, get a good quality phone call, or my internet doesn't work properly. Like that was the issue that I was running with doing anything online. I didn't see it.
Oh, no, I ain't talking about that one.
What does the meaning of our hat stands for? So this is the name of our company. So Sen, hold on, I'm looking at, what am I pointing at, Seneca?
You pointed at the S.
Okay, so Sen for Seneca and Mar for Maria. So it's like our names, and that's the name of our company, Sen Mar.
Genius. Some geniuses. You gotta live in your truck, man. I don't blame you. That's what we doing.
Yeah, yeah, you save money by living in your truck. We have been saving so much, by living in the truck. It might not be the most comfortable, luxurious life, but we don't care. Like, as long as we're together, we're happy. Like, we just keep ourselves entertained out here and make money,
It's temporary.
It's temporary, yeah. And it's all about the mindset. If you program yourself to understand that this is my current situation, this is what it is for now, but it's going to be better a year from now, 2 years from now, then you just look, every day, that's your goal, look forward to that. And that's what we do.
What's up, fam?
Hey, Bryson, we love you back. Thanks for connecting.
Yeah, I want to get back to the gym too. Said I love going to the gym.
I know, like that. Yeah, I seen those loads, like going to Georgia, paying $400, $600, and I'm like, you can keep that and shovel it up, whatever you want. And we're not doing it. And we're not doing it.
Brokers be trying it.
Baby, disrespectful, man.
Just trying to take a toll on the routine and health.
It can, yeah, it totally does. Yeah. I used to be a gym girl. Like I was like obsessed with the gym and everything, and now that we're here, it's like it's hard. It's hard to do that. So
You will put on weight
yeah.
being
Yeah.
in the truck.
I think I put up probably like 10 pounds already since I've been in the truck with Sen.
Don't even ask me.
Let's not talk about that.
I was in the military, and it's a certain standard that you have to maintain, as far as weight and, and just being fit. So once I got out and I started driving trucks,
I was it.
that stuff went out the window.
Yeah, me and Seneca, we used to be like some really hot looking people before.
I was real sexy.
He was slim, I was fit. We were, we was that couple, and now we're just really good people.
I was sexy in 18.
Now we're just nice people.
I was sexy in 18.
Oh my goodness.
Summer 19 too. Then they gave me my CDL. Once I got my CDL, everything went down the drain.
Yeah, I keep hearing that a lot, that this is like the worst that it has been within trucking. Like, I hear that a lot. Man, it's crazy. We take time off out of the truck whenever we feel like we need, that mental, break away from the truck. If you're feeling any type of way with your mental health and things like that, we're really careful to, make sure that we check on each other, constantly when it comes to mental health, because being out here, it is tough, being in such a small, space all day long, every day. It's not the easiest. It's doable, but it's not the easiest. So yeah, we do take time off whenever we feel like we need it. We go to a hotel, we stay at a hotel for a week, 2 weeks, whatever we need to get our minds on the right place again and come back in the truck. Like, yeah, we do that.
Sometimes it's needed.
Yeah.
It's needed.
We haven't done it not on the road. Like, we have done it when we come back to Florida. Like, Florida is kind of home for us for now. So every time we come back to Florida, if we feel like we just want to go park the truck at the place where we always park, and then we have a car. My car is here in Florida. We have a storage unit, so we have the car and some other items in there. So if we feel like we want to do something, so we just park the truck, go get the car, and then we drive around Florida, do whatever we want to do here. So yeah, we do too. We always cook in the truck, like every day. Like, we do that like twice or 3 times a day here in the truck. Legend, thank you so much for that. We're trying. We're out here doing what we gotta do. Thank you. Yeah, that's the plan. We want to continue to invest in real estate, and then see how that goes. You gotta sacrifice now to be better later on. We want to retire young and hopefully not broke. So that's sacrifice that we're making today. It's with the future, in mind.
Yeah.
Seneca wants a house with a lot of land. I don't know what the hell he's gonna do with the land, because he doesn't like working outside.
Make
but
a basketball court.
And that's why he wants. That's where we're gonna get him.
A basketball court. That's why I want all that land. The company getting do you consider leasing with the company?
Too many coming in. Here during the truck was like, what? Just cups or boiled eggs and cups. That's good. I try. Whenever we park, I try to go, walk around the truck stop, walk around the truck, do laps around the truck stop, and eating hot boiled eggs. That's a good thing. When I was back on my working out gym days, that was my everyday, breakfast, my snacks. It was like hard boiled eggs and fruit. Yeah, that's good. I gotta start doing that here too. That boy, we do have our own authority. We're not leased onto anybody. We have our own authority.
I said, do you guys consider leasing?
Oh, with companies or getting your own authority? Yeah, that's why I said we do have our own authority.
Well, I think he's asking for himself.
Oh, like leasing other people under our own authority? No, that's not something that we want to do, because that brings a lot of responsibility. Now you're responsible for other people. That's true. That is true. If you don't stay active, Yeah.
You ain't lying.
Not at all.
As soon as I was done with the military, it was like the fat just grabbed me. You got to stay working out, especially when you start getting older. I'm gonna get back to it.
Yeah, we're gonna get back to that life again. Oh, but that's good that you and Gina, do that, and you guys take time off at home. That's really good. That's nice.
You got a good routine.
Yeah, that's good. 12 days out, and then 34 hours, then 12 days. That's good.
He said he made good money with the Russians. Finance a truck and have money to buy trailer cash. Is that a good business model? Only with the truck note and insurance. The least amount of expenses is the way to go.
Yeah.
Cut your expenses. However you need to cut your expenses.
We be heard about the Russians. Yeah, I mean, just keep in mind, the least amount of payments that you have, the better it is. But if you have a trailer, if you get a truck and a trailer, try to buy at least one of them cash. If you have a payment on the other one, not too bad. But if you got payments on both of them, no.
On
It's
top
a
of the
no-no.
insurance.
Yeah, then it's
Yeah.
a no. Yeah, we would like that. If you ever see us out there, please say hi. We've been so happy to meet people. We got to meet people on the truck stops, on the road, and it has been very nice. And it's just nice to see people that that follow us.
I'd be surprised.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I see you on YouTube, and I'd be thinking like, oh yeah, I am on YouTube. I do.
Aisha, no, we don't think about doing that ever again. So I have a business degree, a business administration degree, and I don't want nothing to do with the office life and things like that. I also have I'm a master barber, licensed cosmetology. I don't think I want to go back to an office job. Cutting hair, I think I would want to have my own shop again one day. I had one before, maybe I would want to do that again, but I don't know. We will see. But going back to like regular jobs, no, I don't see that happening.
I'm not even built like that. I'm not even built like that at all.
Seneca comes from the military, so he spent so many years in the military and then came, into trucking. So like regular jobs for us is just not something that we kind of, want to get into.
Yeah, them truck stops got terrible food.
The food at the truck stops is gross. It's greasy. It doesn't taste good. It will upset your stomach. It's just, and then it will get you fat like quickly, like real quick.
Yeah, cooking inside the truck cooking your own food in the truck is one of the ways to fight it, I guess you could say.
Yeah, we are on Instagram. All of the links to our different social media accounts are on the profile. We're not really active on Instagram. I don't even remember when was the last time that I posted there. I need to be more active there, but I'm not. But yeah, we are on Instagram.
Tuna out of the can.
Hey, whatever works. Tuna out of the can. If it works, it works.
I like tuna.
Yeah, I do too.
Tuna with the salad dressing and the relish and the mustard. Fuel costs.
After the cost, what cost us to run, per mile to run the truck, what we end up with per mile is $1.20, somewhere around there. It depends, because every load is different as well, but it's about there. But we don't have a truck payment or a trailer payment, so
It's more than that.
so that's like the medium. Like I said, it depends on what the loads, on what that load is
Yeah, we don't have a set rate, so it varies.
Yeah.
The question is, on average, how much money did you save after every load?
Yeah. We don't, so because we don't have a truck payment and trailer payment, we don't focus so much on how much what is costing us per mile to run the truck, because if I was basing anything on that, then I will still make money with taking like $1 and something, loads, and we don't do that. So what we focus more on is, how much can we net at the end of the month?
Net.
Yes, the net at the end of the month.
Yeah.
Like if we did 10 loads this month, how much can we net at the end of the month after we pay all of our expenses, our fuel, insurance, and things like that. We focus more on that than the cost per mile. Because like I said, our cost per mile is a lot lower because we don't have a truck payment or trailer payment. Oh, okay. So you're on YouTube as well, Black Knight. Okay, I'm gonna come and look at your channel and subscribe.
Black Knight Mustang. I could look him up now.
Yeah. I follow some other tracking channels. I think I follow like 2 of them. I don't follow a lot of people. I don't know. Like there's like 2 of them that I'm like
Same here.
that I really like. Their content, but I don't follow a lot of people.
I follow RG heavy haulers.
Yeah, we're
That's-
like obsessed with heavy haulers. So
that's
that's
who I
kind of what we
follow.
do. Yeah.
I follow heavy haulers on Instagram, but I don't follow really Step Deck because I'm doing Step Deck. So
Yeah. No, he said like on YouTube.
on YouTube.
Yeah. Some of the mistakes that we made when we got our own truck is, and I've been meaning to make a video about this, for the new people that are getting trucks. The biggest mistake was not to look for a truck that had an APU.
Oh,
That
yeah.
was the biggest mistake because I had no idea how expensive it was to get an APU, and
Yeah.
when we got quoted for one of them and it was like $15,000-$16,000 to get an APU, I was like, hell no. So that was the biggest mistake that we made. When it comes to the truck, like we got a good truck actually with like low miles.
Yeah.
So we're happy with that. Handyman, I'm Mexican. So I was born in Mexico, but I was raised in Washington State since I was 12 years old. So I lived in Washington State my whole life, basically. But I'm Mexican, born in Mexico from Mexican parents.
And I'm from Chicago,
Yeah.
born in Chicago.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm a licensed barber as well, so I can do his hair.
Cut my hair. Do my hair.
Or cut his hair. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm gonna get my hair did.
I do have a Cash App. It's listed on my profile, on the channel profile. I just got it. Like I didn't have one. Like people keep asking me, like, can I send you money for this? Can I? And I was like, no, I don't got nothing. To like help him with paperwork and things like that. And I told him like, no, I can't do it because I'm focused on my business right now. Maybe in the future. So I actually did it last week. I just made a Cash App for the first time. I know, and I guess it's there now. It's on my profile.
It's advised to get an active authority and let it sit to age, so more brokers will work with you.
So your authority will not be active if you don't have insurance on it. You can have an authority, but it will not go active until you activate your insurance. So I don't think that it will help at all because it will show that it was not active. The only time that it goes active is when you get insurance on it. All right, Black Knight Mustang, be safe out there. Thank you for connecting, and we'll see you on the next one. Be safe on the road.
Let me check his channel out.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not too bad. And like I said, 120 is kind of like the average. And, it depends on like the loads that we get. You know what I mean? Like some of them are, pay more. So it's a lot more, for what we get after we pay the cost per mile. So, Cold World, did the APU came with your truck or did you guys buy it separately? So we went and got quoted for one of them in Orlando, and it was like $15,000. We was like, oh hell no! But we do need to get something, because we don't want to keep running the truck. You know what I mean?
I do need one, Black Knight.
Thanks.
I ain't gonna lie.
And I got clippers and everything in here so that I can cut his hair.
I ain't get my hair cut in about 2-3 weeks.
Yeah.
My box is like up to here. Chirac, Chicago.
Oh, okay.
That's them. That's the kids call it.
Oh, okay.
Chirac, Iraq. That's a play on the words.
Okay, this is for you right here.
From a repair standpoint, what do you think about trucks without DEF?
Versus truck with new stuff.
Honestly speaking, I really don't know the real reason why trucks would need DEF. I never understood it, so it's hard for me to answer that question.
How long do we think we'll drive before we get into something else? So I do real estate on the side. Real estate investing is what I do on the side. So the driving is basically, Seneca, doing it. So that's what I got going on the side. Now that's something that we want to do full time, like both of us. And it's probably, next year we're thinking, that's when we're going to be able to purchase, some other properties. Oh man.
What's the
This
worst
right
load?
here. Yeah. Want to talk about the worst one?
The one when the load when we was overweight. That was the worst load. And we got a short of it. We got a short of it and a video of the worst load.
So the worst load, it was a load that we ended up being overweight, and it was.
First, what happened was we were supposed to pick up a load at a location, and it was 2 pieces of equipment. I think it was like 2 excavators or whatever. 2 excavators, and when we arrived to the location, one of the excavators was missing. So we called the broker and said, hey, the second excavator is not here. About an hour go past, the guy was almost finished loading up the first one, and we still didn't locate the second one. And we get a call back from the broker, and between the shipper and the broker, they finally realized that the second piece of equipment was like 300 miles away at another location. It was probably about 200 miles. About 200 miles away at another location. Yeah, so
That was the worst.
that was the start of it. That was the start of the bad day. So eventually we end up getting the second piece. We drove 200 miles to get the second piece of equipment, and only to find out it was not what the broker said. It was way heavier and bigger than what the broker said. So yeah.
We got a $600 fine for that.
Yeah.
It happens. We learned our lesson, and
Long story short, we took both pieces of equipment, went to DOT up in Georgia, and they said we was overweight, and we got a $600 fine.
yeah, there is big money on hair salons. Like if you're in the right location, you can make a lot of money. I made a lot of money when I was a barber in Fort Lewis, the military base. That was like the best job that I have ever had. For being a barber, like I was making, near $100,000 per year, plus my tips, that I was getting every day. So it's big money on that. That boy, we don't want to get a second truck. What we're gonna do is we're gonna upgrade the equipment. We want to get equipment to do heavy hauling in the future. That's kind of what we want to do.
We might end up selling all of this just to get another truck and another a RGN.
Yeah.
We're not gonna get another step deck. We got to upgrade. So
And how important the insurance for your truck is crucial. Like, you should not have a truck without insurance, because anything can happen out there. You know what I mean? Like anything. And especially if you have your own authority, you cannot operate without having insurance. Like, you gotta have it.
the brokers check.
Yeah.
They always check and they look at your insurance, and yeah, you gotta have it. It goes hand in hand.
Cold World, that's good. See, that's why I said that was the biggest mistake that we made when we purchased our truck, was not checking to see if it came out with an APU.
Yeah.
And yeah, them prices are crazy for the APUs.
Yeah.
Yeah, the insurance, and that's what's going to happen with every insurance company that you call. All they want is your money, and it's not like a little bit of money; it's a lot of money. You just gotta keep calling and until you find the one that can actually work with you and things like that.
What's the formula? Not so much.
To figure out how much you need to make sense per mile for your truck.
Everybody calculate that way. We calculate just what our net income is going to be, or not income, but how much money we're going to take net wise per load. So that's how we kind of like figure everything out as far as like how much money we really making. All this cents per miles and these other calculations, it's like, I'm not gonna say it's pointless, but at the end of the day, you're still just trying to figure out your gross and your net.
Yeah.
So we just focus on the gross amount and the net amount.
So the way you can calculate that is by adding all of your expenses, like everything, your insurance, truck payment, trailer payment, load boards, any maintenance, repair, anything that you use to run, your truck. You gotta add them all, add everything, and then from there. Oh God, I have to look at the formula. I have the formula somewhere because I did calculate it for us. But we don't focus on that. Like he said, we focus more on like how much can we gross, how much can we net this month, because our payment or expenses are lower because we don't have a truck payment and a trailer payment.
And the thing is like, the rates are different
Yeah.
every load. So it's like, it's no set rate. So what's the use of us trying to figure out every rate per mile or whatever formula you want to use, when all you need really is just the net and the gross amount, and you go from there. And if you got a house or whatever, then you count all of that in and you go from there, and that's how you decide what load you want to take or not take.
I mean, the rate per mile, it is important.
It's important.
Yeah.
But what are you trying to find out at the end? You're really trying to find out the total of what or the net of what you're trying to get. So we just cut straight to the, hey, this load is $3,000. All right, it's going to cost us $800 in fuel. And that's all you really need. Then you just do the subtraction. Okay, we taking $2,200 out of this load.
And then think like how many days of the week is that taking you? Is it taking you 1 day, 2 days, 3 days? So that's kind of how we do it. Yeah. But yeah, the money. Yeah, there is money on oversized equipment, and that's what Seneca wants to do. Next year, following year, whenever. Yeah. So that's something that we're going to focus on.
Yeah, I just can't walk into that. I feel like I need to go to school or a class for that.
For training.
Yeah. You got to get training for that.
Yeah.
That's a different ball game.
We have not seek any contracts for dedicated lanes due to, most of those, they're hard to find, for like dedicated lanes. Like they are hard to find. I do have a local broker here in Florida, here in Orlando, that we used to work with him before. And, I told him, I said, if you find me a dedicated lane from here from Florida to anywhere, like I will pay you, you know what I mean? So up until this day, he says that he's keeping his eye on, on that for me, but so far we haven't, got anything.
No.
how many pay miles we average per week is different every week. Like honestly, it's like really different every week. What would you say that the average is per week?
How many?
Paid miles, like
Paid.
loaded miles.
Shoot. It's hard to say because it's different. Well, I know this one was 1,000. This one was 1,000. The one before that was like 900. Maybe about 2,000-3,000.
Like with this type of
About
loads.
2,000-3,000 a week, maybe.
Yeah. Like with this type of loads, this type of trailer, it's not, you don't do a lot of crazy miles in order to make, you know, a decent money for the week. And you don't
Yeah.
have to do like, you know, crazy miles.
Mm-hmm. Probably about 2,000. No, I would say about 2,500. About 25.
25 to 3,000 per week,
Yeah.
I would say. 25 on the low, 3,000 on the high. That's
Yeah.
paid miles, loaded miles.
Yeah.
How do you know? It's hard. It's really hard to know like what mechanics to trust. So the only place that we haven't taken our truck is Freightliner. It's like the only place that we haven't taken it. But your friend is not lying when he said that they hold the trucks for like, oh my God, weeks. Like this last time that we took it for maintenance, preventative maintenance, and it had like a little issue with the hose or something that they had it to fix. 3 flipping weeks is how long it took them. 3 weeks.
3.
And it was like,
And the problem was the fuel lines. It should not take a Freightliner mechanic 3 weeks to figure out that you have an issue with your fuel lines. 3 weeks. I'm like, no way, man. We cannot keep going back to Freightliner.
no. So we decided that was going to be our last time going to Freightliner. That's the only
Yeah.
place that we have taken it to. So after that, we did a research on the area in Orlando for like a different mechanic.
Mhm.
We found a smaller shop that had like really good reviews. Like it had thousands of reviews, and they were all like, I want to say 99.9%. They were good reviews. So that's where we want to, you know, take the truck from now on and
Yeah.
just hope for the best. That's kind of what you do.
Yeah, you gotta just trial and error and
Yeah.
research.
Research and like
That's it.
read the reviews. That's what
Yeah.
we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2,500 is not, it's not bad for a, you know, a solo driver. And
Yeah.
you know, like I said, with these loads, you know, 2 loads per week, you make, you know, decent money. 3 loads if you can squeeze, you know, 3 of them.
2 to 3 loads per week.
Yeah.
Every load takes about 2 to 3 days.
Mm.
So, and this is, I mean, mainly for the slow season. You know,
Yeah.
once it gets hot, then we're going to be doing more. But for now, that's what it is, just to survive the slow season, the winter time. I guess it's spring. Is it spring? I don't know. But
It is, yeah. In some places, yeah. Linwood Williams, how much did they charge for what? I'm not sure what you're talking about.
I think you're talking about the repairs.
Oh, for the repairs?
If you're talking about the repairs, I think it was like 2,800 or something like that. 2,800, I think.
Cold World, yeah, that's good. We have done that before. Like we YouTube something and like try to find a video on like how to fix certain things in the truck.
I've done it. I've done
Yeah,
it.
because man, it's a lot cheaper that way. But
We just left St. Petersburg.
oh, easy travel. I want to move to St. Petersburg.
We was talking
Like,
about buying a
yeah.
property out there.
Yeah, we was just there. We've been there a couple times, like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
I love the area. When we was there, we actually took a day to like go explore. We went to the beach. We went to look at houses. It's a nice area. So we're thinking if we buy a house in Florida, it's gonna be in that area.
Yeah. I like St. Petersburg.
Yeah, it seems like a nice, peaceful place, right?
Yeah, it's like right outside of Tampa.
Yeah.
So you're not in the city with all of the traffic. It's kind of away from everything. But you still got the ocean. And it's peaceful.
That way, no, we never did consider renting trucks from a Ryder or Penske. We never did. Like I have heard like horror stories, you know, from the people that done it. Like I don't know much about it, but like the ones that I have, seen, they said that it was near impossible to make any money because the what they charge, was pretty high. So we never looked into anything like that. For the repair for this last time that we had it in the shop, it was $3,000. So they did the preventative maintenance, which is 580, and the rest of it was for the whatever thing that they ended up. What was it? It was close to 3,000.
Yeah,
It
was
was like
rough.
29, 29,
Yeah.
30 or somewhere like 3,000.
I thought it was 28, but yeah,
No,
it was like
29.
it was like that. Yeah.
And it was like nothing major. It was just the preventing the maintenance and whatever they fixed with the what was it, the fuel line?
It was the fuel line.
Yeah, and yeah, it was like nearly $3,000, and we was down for 3 flipping weeks. So it was like
3 weeks.
it was annoying, because on top of the 3,000 that we're paying, we're losing money for 3 weeks. To us being out of the truck for 3 weeks, that's like
a lot of money.
$25,000 that we're losing. So
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
oh yeah, St. Augustine, it's nice. Yes, we've been in that area and we like it too.
Augustine.
St.
I remember that.
Augustine, yeah.
Yeah, them rates crazy as hell. Taxes are scary, huh?
That boy, so for that, yeah, you're right. It's scary dealing with them taxes. So, and this comes from my accountant, okay? So we have a really good tax accountant that he specializes in trucking businesses, right? So this is what he told me. When you have a business, you should never ever have to pay taxes if you have a business and you're running it the right way. So this was our first time, filing taxes for the business, and we paid $0 for the business. When we did the personal income taxes for both of us, we ended up paying $900. So we paid 0 for the business, $900 for the personal. So now for next year, we're gonna, make more because last year it was only for 6 months. So now we're gonna have a full year, to pay taxes on. But again, my accountant, he said, don't worry about it. If you do things the way I'm telling you to do it, you shouldn't have to pay nothing again next year or very little. So that's how we handle that. But I do use Quick, so I do all of the bookkeeping. I do the bookkeeping myself, and then the accountant does the taxes. So I use software to do that. QuickBooks is what I use.
Just buy a truck.
That's what I've heard. That like renting a truck from many of those places is like he said, might as well just buy your own truck.
Having a truck only. It's a good amount of money. I would say as much as you can get, but a good amount of money is I would say 30 to 50,000. 30 to 50,000. That should be like for everything, maintenance, repairs. Yeah, so
Anything that can come up, during the time.
emergency.
Yeah, because you never know,
Yeah.
man. Like things can happen out of the blue, and it's like, oh, $10,000, $12,000, $5,000. So,
Oh yeah.
yeah. And if you have a truck only and not have a trailer, that's another thing that you gotta like really look into because doing power only, like the rates are like pretty bad.
You gotta have good connections when you're doing power only. So yeah, having a trailer, you need a trailer.
Aisha, we took at the beginning when we first started, doing trucking, we did a couple runs for TQL in Florida, and I will not work with them ever again. So the broker that we was working with in Florida, he was really nice. He was really good. Like we didn't have no issues with him, right?
Mhm.
And that was when we was doing power only. So now when we got our own truck and we tried booking loads with TQL, oh my God, no. Like so, I will not work with them at all.
TQL?
Period.
What?
Like period.
Total Quality
Yeah,
Logistics?
like hell no. I don't even waste my time. And you know, since they are supposedly being boycotted, like they keep calling me like, hey, do you have a truck? No, I don't have a truck. And no, I will not work with you guys because you guys lie too much. That's what I be saying.
I know y'all work with we ran some loads with TQL when we was power only.
Yeah.
That was last year. Yeah, that was last year sometime. So I was a broker over there some years ago. On the 2018 T680 Kenworth. Kenworth, yeah, they top of the line.
Yeah. That's kind of what you was thinking for heavy hauling, huh? To get a Kenworth.
Yeah.
Yeah, so something that we're going to be looking into it next year. Yeah, I'm going to post my accountant information somewhere. I will post it on probably with a live. Once I publish the live, I will post the accountant information there.
Mhm.
Or you can message me on WhatsApp and I can send you the information.
Yeah.
Like he's based out of Orlando and like he's really good. Like I said, like he's really good.
Yeah. He'd keep you out of trouble.
Yeah.
Snyder's page, only the 221
That's
ain't
good.
bad.
No,
But
that's not bad at all.
That's pretty
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, Schneider. If they're paying, hey, for power only, go for it. That's not bad at all.
Get a fuel discount too.
Yeah,
That's not
at
bad.
all. Yeah.
He said,
Yeah.
put you out of business.
Cold World, yeah. We did power only for 3 months, and I was like, I don't care who I'm gonna have to sell a kidney to, but we're purchasing a trailer, right? We're purchasing a trailer because doing power only, like you said, it will put you out of business. And yeah, that's what we was seeing. You know, at the beginning, we was like, no, you gotta have your own trailer. Russell Freight, oh wow, we have really low miles, 308. That's really good.
That's about what we.
That,
Yeah.
that was about what we got on our truck when we purchased it. So it all depends. Hold on, guys, we're having some issues with the internet. I don't know what's happening. Let me say it again for the third time. I feel more comfortable taking our truck to Freightliner only because they're the makers of the truck. But it all depends. The mechanic is all, about preferences. They are really expensive. And I know that it's kind of hard to trust, like smaller mechanics because I hear that they do a lot of shady things with with the trucks and things like that. So
But Freightliner takes so long.
yeah.
Now I'm not saying that's every Freightliner, but man, I know the Freightliner in Orlando is ridiculous. You get a tire change, your truck gonna sit there for 2 weeks. 2 weeks for a tire change.
Yeah.
Like everything in Freightliner takes a long time, so I would suggest research and yeah, just you got to figure that part out because I
Yeah.
mean every location is different.
Yeah.
So
If you can find a smaller local mechanic shop, and you feel like you can trust them, then it's probably cheaper to do it that way. But it all depends. At shop, we don't have any fuel cards. No, we use an app to search, for the cheapest fuel around the area, and then we use Chase Inc. business credit card to get cash back and points. That's what we do.
these small truck stops, like they be having good rates for the
Yeah.
fuel.
So some guys lease with Schneider because they can't carry their own insurance. Yeah, the insurance is what stops a lot of people from being owner operators. The down payment, the monthly payment. So $300 a week. That's what $1,200 a month. That's not too bad because when you're an owner operator for your truck and trailer, you're paying, like we're paying $2,300 right now, $2,770 somewhere around there. So that's what we pay. But yeah, I believe that. Hey, get that money from the Russians.
I'm looking for the Russians.
Get that money from the Russians, and when rates get better, then you can put the truck to work.
So Freightliner will put you out of business. Yeah, man. Yeah.
That boy, we use the business credit card for the fuel, to pay for fuel. We have a Chase Inc. business credit card it has 17,500 credit limit on it, so that's what we use to pay for fuel. Cold World, yes, totally. Like I said, they are so flipping expensive, and that was the last time that we, taking this truck there because, man, let me tell you, them 3,000, 4,000 for anything, like anything, it's like insane. So we found, that smaller shop that I was talking about, and then we actually went there to get a DOT inspection on the truck for this year, and we talked to the shop owner, and it just seemed like it seems like it's a better place for us. So we're gonna start going there from now on.
Look at that next comment. Safe. That's an interesting request.
How much you gonna pay me to say that? I'll say it.
You better cash at me if you want me to say that.
I don't know why that would be funny.
I don't know. Yeah, that was so random. I say fish.
Oh my god. You guys are funny. We drive less is what we do. So last year we ended up taking 2 weeks off in November and then 2.5 weeks between December and January. That's what we did. So just drive less. We don't want to be doing any driving in the snow, the ice, and things like that. We're not made for that life.
Yeah, I had enough of that with Warner.
Yeah.
Warner had me driving in blizzards. Black ice, well, try not to drive on black ice.
Yeah. And then for this year, the plan is that, we're going to drive all the way probably to what? I don't know, December?
Yeah.
But
try to
just do like regional, like not go to like the mountains or the snow, the ice, none of that. Just regional.
So 92 Yankee, huh?
Mm.
It's good, Battle.
Yeah, I've seen, like I have watched the videos and seen, a lot of the issues that the drivers be having driving in the winter time. We're not made for that life. Money is important. Like all of us need money, right? But safety is more important than anything. So we don't put any, we don't do none of that basically. And, this is not, against anybody, but I feel like if you're an owner operator and you're doing the right thing with your money throughout the year, like you shouldn't have to be driving on any of the, that type of weather. If you're managing your money correctly throughout the year. Now, company drivers, obviously, you don't have a much choice on, where you get sent to. Like you gotta do what they're telling you, basically.
When I was a company driver, I used to tell the dispatcher or a manager, hey, it's too much out here.
Yeah.
I gotta sit down.
You actually had a situation, right, when you was driving for
Yeah,
Walmart?
I told him. I said, oh, you talking about the black ice situation?
Yeah.
Yeah, I jackknifed on some black ice like 12 o'clock at night in Wisconsin. Yeah, so ever since then, I was kind of like, man, this trucking thing can get real dangerous real quick. You could just be driving regular, the pavement is good, and You drive down the wrong part of the road. Next thing you know, you just slide. You sliding on ice. So ever since that incident, I've been kind of like, man, I'm trying to stay away from all of the blizzards and extremely cold weather.
Yeah. So what we're doing, what we do at the beginning of the year is like start managing, the money correctly so that we don't have to be driving, at the end of the year in the winter time, unless it's, local or regional, pretty much.
Yeah, a lot of drivers, owner operators, they drive real hard between for I could say about 8-9 months. They drive really hard so they can sit down or drive less in the wintertime. And that's kind of like what we do. So.
Yeah, like we have met some, truck drivers, owner operators, and that's what they said that they do as well. They do like 10 months of the year, and then like those 2 months they just don't drive. But you manage your money correctly, and then you can do that. You can take those 2 months off if you want.
Mm-hmm.
What would I consider high truck trailer insurance monthly? So the first company that I called when we was getting our own authority was Progressive. So for them, the total amount for the year, it was going to be $53,000. So I want to say a month, they say it was 3,000 and something. To me, that's high. To me, that's like crazy, crazy high.
Yeah.
Yeah, buying the truck, cash. That's your best way to go, man. Like that. If you're getting into trucking, like that's what we recommend. Like if you can buy it cash, buy it cash. That's literally that's
at
like
least
the best.
the truck.
Yeah.
At least the truck. If you just get the truck cash, you can work around everything else.
Yeah, when you're company driver, right? Like you're expected to drive on that kind of weather. I'm gonna come and check out your guys' channel and watch those videos driving on that type of weather.
What is your gross and net? Gross and net for what? Oh, after a year?
Oh, after a year.
We just did a video on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the gross so it was not the whole year, it was for 6 months because we didn't start until like the beginning of the middle of the year.
We didn't even drive 6 months last year, like a actual driving time. So I would say, what was it, like
102, that was the gross.
102,000
Yeah, that was the gross.
after 6 months, and we didn't even drive really 6 months. It was like it was not that much time actually.
Yeah. So that was the gross, and then the net about let's see, it was 45. The business expenses, I can't remember if it was 45 or 55. It was what went to the business expenses, and the rest was the net. Like 45%. I'm sorry, it was either 45 or 55%. I gotta look at the paperwork, and the rest of it was the net. But so that was only for 6 months. So we made 102 gross in 6 months.
I mean, ideally, you should take at least 55%, 60%
Yeah.
of your you should net 60%, out of your gross.
But obviously it's going to be different for everybody. If you have, truck and trailer payments, we don't have that. So for us, the net at the end of the year, it might be a little bit higher than somebody that has, payments. So what we ended up keeping, for the 6 months that we did trucking, it was about like near 60,000 that we ended up keeping. But now that we're going to have a full year at the end of the year, this year, so we should see what a full year looks like. Like we are predicting that we can make over 200,000 at the end of the year, and we are on track to do that. But hoping that nothing happens, between here and the end of the year. So
I want to keep at least 120, 130.
That's kind of our goal for the year.
Yeah.
If we can keep, after the business expenses,
Net 120.
if we can net 100 to 120, like for some people that's not a lot of money, but for us that will be a lot of money to keep.
Yeah, because I mean, I was watching somebody's video and they said they made 500,000 and they netted 300.
Yeah, but it was a heavy hauler, right?
It was a heavy hauler who made 500,000, and he netted 300,000 out of that 500. He spent 200 just to run the company. So that tells you the type of numbers, you know, you playing with. And yeah, it's it varies. Let's just say that it can vary. Depends on how much you run. Depends on what type of load you're taking.
Yeah. Can you work around having a trailer paid for cash? You can rent it. I guess you can rent a trailer from somebody. Honestly, guys, the way we purchased our step deck, like, so we purchased our truck cash, right? And then we was looking for the trailer. We didn't want to spend another $30,000-$40,000 buying a trailer, like cash. So what we did, we ended up using credit cards. I have a whole video on the channel on how we did it. So we had a lot of credit cards with like really high credit limits. Excuse me. So we ended up purchasing the trailer cash using the credit cards is what we did.
Mm-hmm.
I need some water. But I guess the other way that you can do is renting it, maybe renting a trailer.
We liquefied the credit cards. That's what we did. We bought it from a private owner.
But I do not recommend doing that unless you know for a fact that you can pay it off within, like, you know, a few months after you purchase it, because the interest rates will kill you.
Yeah.
So if you know for a fact that you can pay it in the next 2-3 months, do it. If not, then don't even go there.
Yeah.
Because you can, like, you know, end up in a lot of debt and not be able to get out of it. So
Yeah, liquefy the credit cards, turn it to cash, then take it to the private owner. He was taking cash. He only wanted cash, obviously, so that's how we got the step debt.
Yeah, 102,000. We think is really good, especially because it was only 6 months of the year that we, you know, when we started doing trucking, it was like almost like the middle of the year. So we think it's really good.
Yeah, we bought the step deck in July.
Yeah.
So
360 lifestyle. Do you feel about you buying? I mean, you know, when we bought the truck, like the prices were like super high, super crazy. But even now, they are cheaper, but not like so much cheaper where you can get them for like a lot less. And then when we purchased our truck, like it only had 300,000 miles, and it came with a warranty. Like it still had a warranty for like a year and a half after we purchased it. So it was like, okay, we're getting a good truck with low miles, still has a warranty. You know what I mean? So we don't feel bad for purchasing it at all, you know, at that price. That I wish that we could have got one for like $20,000. Yeah, of course. But, you know, at the end of the day, it was a risk that we knew that we was taking. But I will say that, you know, looking back, like I don't regret it, because, you know, like I said, we already made 102. We're, you know, thinking that, you know, by the end of the year we will recuperate all of the money that we invested. So,
Yeah, I mean, and I looked at the trucks, you know, and yeah, the prices for the Freightliners have went down, but when people don't be calculating is how many miles
they have a lot of
be on these trucks.
Yeah.
So I've been looking at this, and most of these trucks that they're selling be having like 500,000, 600,000, 700,000 miles on it, and he's selling it to you for like 60,000, 70,000, 80,000. And we bought ours, you know, like 130, 135, 139,
Yeah.
and we had 300,000 miles on it. Yeah, it was an inflated price, but it's not like it has so many miles on it.
Yeah.
And still, I mean, even today, you can buy a Freightliner with 300,000 miles on it, and you still gonna pay about 100,000.
Yeah.
110,000.
So the prices went down some, but not so much to where
Yeah.
you can actually get a truck with like low miles for like, you know, cheap. Like you can get some cheap trucks, but like they have a lot of miles. And that was the thing with us, that we didn't want to get something that had like 500, 700,000 miles, because by then, like, all you're gonna have is problems.
Yeah. And it's halfway through its lifespan.
Yeah.
At 500,000, you know, these trucks roughly get $1 million max. If you take care of it, $1 million. 1.2 the most maybe, but
When the box trucks park at the truck stops.
oh
I
man.
know it's annoying. It is really
Oh,
annoying. Yeah, I mean, they gotta park somewhere, you know. But yeah.
They need to go to the other side of the cars.
The worst thing is when the RVs park in the truck stops, you know.
The
Those-
RVs,
Yeah.
the box trucks. I don't like it when the box trucks block the fuel pumps
Yeah.
and they just stick the nozzle in the box truck and they just leave for like a long time and just block the whole lane. That has happened to me. I got to sit behind him and wait for him to leave Flying J's or Loves or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, Handyman, thank you. Thank you for connecting. And we're just happy to, answer any questions you guys might have. You know, like we was there when we started, you know, we had like so many questions and, you know, trying to find somebody to answer them for you it's hard, you know. So we like to provide, you know, that knowledge that we have gained, you know, through us doing it actually, and we don't mind.
Proud to be a local Cisco driver. Also respect ODR.
Local is the way to go, you know, especially if you have a family. Like, yeah, totally. How does Cisco pay? Do they pay you good there?
So thank you for taking all of this time, Nancy.
Mm-hmm.
You're welcome.
And I believe that, you know, trucks that have anything like 450, 500, 700,000 miles, you're going to spend more time at the shop than you're going to do, you know, on the road with that truck. And that was the whole, you know, reason of why we didn't want to go for a cheaper truck that had a lot more miles.
Yeah. You're going to spend the money some kind of way, whether it's going to be in repairs or you're going to have to pay for
Yeah.
less miles,
Yeah.
you know, but
Yeah,
a higher price.
Yeah, you either pay the money all up front when you purchase the truck to purchase one with lower miles, or you're going to pay it at the mechanic.
For the
when-
repairs.
Yeah, for the
So
repairs.
it's
So it's like, you know, I much rather
You gotta
pay
pick
it
your
all
poison.
when I purchase a truck and know that I'm not going to be having so much downtime. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So you got to think about those things as well.
Yeah.
Go slide. If you have a truck and a trailer, you know, being an owner operator is good, but it depends on your setup as well. Like, you gotta have the right combination.
Mhm.
You know, if you're gonna do drive-in, you're not gonna make no money. You gotta do some type of specialty trailer, like a flatbed, step deck, you know, RGN. So then it is good to be an owner operator. If you don't have the right setup, then yeah, being a company driver will be the best thing to do right now.
Don't rush. Do not rush. Take your time.
Can you-
Take your time.
Maybe that light, it's getting pretty dark in here, so I don't think that it will see us. I don't know if that light will help. Ain't gonna help a lot, but I got some.
Help a little bit.
Yeah. Have you ever had a broker cheating you out of money? No, luckily we haven't had that problem. But what I do, guys, before I book a load, I always check their credit with our factoring company.
Mhm.
Always check their credit. And if I see anything kind of fishy with their profile, then I don't book the loads with them. Because
Yeah.
I don't ever want to have the problem with, you know, they don't pay us.
Yeah, you got to check the broker's credit. That'll let you know everything you need to know about the broker you're dealing with. Even if even if they posting loads, just because they posting loads on a load board doesn't mean that they got good credit. So you want to check behind, you know, the people you're doing business with.
Yeah, you always want to check their credit, like always.
Yeah.
You know, if you have a factoring company, you know, as an owner operator, you check there and it gives you all of the ratings, you know, like
Yeah.
if they're an A, a B, a C, or a D, or whatever they have. So if they have anything bad, I will not. And then the other thing that you can do there, you can read the reviews. Like if there's, you know, if they are not paying, you know, people for the loads or whatever, you can read all of that there. So I always check before I book a load with a broker.
And you could call a factoring company
And
to
have
check
them check
behind
for you.
them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you're unsure, like it's a rating called an N, meaning not available. So you can call the factoring company and say, hey, I need you to check out this company for me, and they will give you the whole rundown. Like, hey, don't mess with them, or hey, you can do it at your own risk, but it ain't on us.
Yeah, they will tell you.
So-
They will tell you, don't take that loan because we're not gonna, factor it. Like,
Yeah.
don't do it, or yeah, they're good. Go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
So that's another way to prevent that problem.
Yep.
Yeah, save your money and get that reefer trailer. If that's what you want to do, and not having that payment, that will be a lot easier when you get into being an
Yeah.
owner operator. Because that truck, trailer, and insurance, man, that will kill you. Like, you will not make it. Like, flat out, you will not make it.
That's like $7,000
Yeah.
every month, right from the jump. $7,000 between 3 payments.
Yeah.
Do you know how hard you got to be running? If you're like a drive van or
And then on top of that, you gotta make your
Man.
money, to pay your other, expenses, not just the truck,
Oh.
trailer, and insurance. You gotta pay, fuel. You gotta make sure you're
Fuel.
paying yourself. You gotta
Yeah.
make sure that all these other things. So yeah. What kind of people buy Peterbilt's? He said it's not the people that do drive-in. No, it's usually like the people that do, heavy hauling or flatbed,
Well, I mean,
deck,
the-
things like that.
when I worked for Warner, the guy who trained me when I got out of school or whatever, my trainer, he had a Peterbilt. He had a Peterbilt.
And he
and-
was driving. You guys were
Yeah,
driving.
he was driving for Warner. He had a Peterbilt. I kind of like it. It was okay
Yeah.
truck.
I guess you
So-
don't see many of them doing drive-in. I don't know.
I don't see that many Peterbilts actually.
I think you see them more doing like heavy hauling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Those are nice trucks, but yeah, very expensive.
Yeah.
Very, very expensive.
It broke down too.
Yeah. I remember, yeah.
His Peterbilt broke down. It was on the side of the road in Arkansas. 2:00 in the morning on the highway.
It all depends. If they're selling it to you for a decent price, and what they're charging you to finance, to do owner finance, it all depends. Because a lot of people, they make money off of like getting equipment and doing owner finance for other people. So you gotta be careful with that. Make sure you ask all the questions, read the contract, and see what they're putting down on the contract. For them to go on owner finance. But listening to the company that they were driving for, then, depends on what they're offering. Yeah. The CPM per mile that we're getting right now is like the highest, I just lost all my words.
What is the CPM?
How much are
Cents
we
per
getting per
mile?
mile? Yes. It's on, it's about, right before $3 to like $3 and some change. So it's like high twos.
What are the rates we getting?
Yeah.
Oh, the rates we getting is like the high $2 to
Three and some
mid
change,
threes.
yeah.
Probably like about 280 to about 320. I think this one was like the low we have now. I think that was like 3 something.
Yeah.
It was like 320, 310 or something like that.
So it all depends, like you find like the good ones that still pay like $3 and some change, and then you find the ones that that are like $2.90. Like the lowest we done is like $2.80, $2.90, somewhere around there, depending on what area you're in. So not a lot of trucks. You can negotiate
Yeah.
the rate better, obviously.
Yep.
Reefer is kind of right there with drive-in right now. It's a lot of reefer trucks, and the rates are not the best at the moment due to the the problem with the products in California, where most of the products comes from over there. But who knows? It might that might change. Hi, Bill.
Bill 77.
He's North Carolina. We're in Florida today, Bill.
Just drove through there like a couple days ago.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not too bad. You know, due to like seeing how bad the rates are right now, you know, it's not too. What we're getting is not too bad. And like I said, you know, it all depends on what area you're in. You know, obviously, you know, if you're in an area like PA, Maryland, Jersey, like those areas, they pay better for whatever reason. And you know, like coming to Florida, they always pay good money because they know you're gonna struggle to get out. So it all depends on the area. You know what I mean? So it's not too bad. We've been doing okay so far.
Yeah. It's tough to get out of Florida.
Yeah. What lanes do we run? We're having the regional only.
Southeast.
Yeah.
Like the southeast. We have been running up and down Interstate 95 a lot.
Mhm.
Interstate 85. 10 a little bit. Yeah, we try to keep it regional, you know, just for the slow season. Once it gets a little bit more hot on the other side of the mountains, then we're going to start doing more over the road, like further. So that's where the real money comes in. We start taking loads from, I guess you could say, coast to coast or near the coast. That's when you start making, well, I can't say you, but that's when we start making probably like 6,000 to 8,000 per load. You know, once it starts getting hotter and we start running across the mountains.
Yeah, I heard that the reefer is like not paying anything to come to Florida right now. Luckily for us, for the step deck, they're still paying, you know, like the $3 and some change to come to Florida, specifically to Florida. And how do you learn flatbed, Seneca?
I was in the military.
No, how can somebody learn
Oh.
flatbed? Sorry.
How do I
Yeah, that's the last.
get flatbed training?
Yeah.
This is something you can learn fast. I'm pretty sure it's schools for it. You get training somewhere. I'm pretty sure it's schools, but I don't know any specific ones.
Like maybe going through like a company, you know, like work
Yeah.
for a company that does flatbed, like TMC, Maverick, you know, like some of those companies, Milton. They you know, they provide you training. I will say that that's probably the best way to do it. Work for somebody for some time, learn it, and then go on your own if that's what you want to do. Or you can pay somebody to like maybe teach you like one-on-one, something like that.
You don't need a license or anything for it. So yeah, you can probably pay somebody to teach you how to do it properly.
Yeah, somebody says they went to Milton, they went to TMC. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I will. That's what I will think. You know.
I never looked into it because I never needed to go to a school for it. So
Since Seneca had learned it in the military, you know,
Yeah,
it was
so-
not, you know, like a big deal when we started doing it. He already knew.
I already know how to do
Yeah.
it. So
Yeah.
it's not a big learning curve. It's just you got to know the do's and don'ts. That's mainly what it is.
Can you turn another light for you? Like they can't see. It's like pretty dark. I don't know if you can turn the ceiling light down.
That's all we got.
That's all we got for the lighting.
That's it. That's the best you can do for the lighting.
it's getting dark out here.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be the way to learn it. You know, go work for somebody, have them, you know, train you, and then, you know, go on your own.
Yeah. I didn't know Melton did that training.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
But it is a good company.
Yeah.
Everybody keep talking about Melton.
Yeah, they train you to be, you know, flatbed. Because that's what they do there. They used to flatbed.
He learned flatbed at TMC.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Said they are thorough.
Yeah, like that.
That's what you need. You need the thorough
Yeah.
training.
Yeah. If you're like brand new.
Because,
you know what
I mean, dealing with flatbed step decks, it's a dangerous job. You know, and dropping loads on a highway could be, yeah.
Any Russians in the chat? Teach flatbed.
What is it with them and the Russians?
Everybody knows about the Russians. Oh, that's funny. Now you never know. There might be some Russians in the chat. Maybe somebody can teach.
Yeah, you do need thorough training.
Yeah.
It took me a while, not a while, but it took me some time to get like mastered, like really good at chaining and strapping and knowing, having the knowledge on how to do it.
Yeah. Alright guys, well, if we don't have any more questions for this section, we're gonna call it a night. It's getting kind of dark in here.
Yeah.
Kind of hard to see it for you guys to see us probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the reason why I don't haul coils, not because I secure loads, not properly, but yes, loads can come into the cab. I've seen videos of coils rolling all the way to somebody's cab before.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Beams could go through the cab.
Yeah. And yeah, you gotta really, know what to do with it.
You gotta know what you're doing.
Yeah.
So
It's not that simple.
it ain't something you just jump straight into and it's like, oh yeah. It ain't like straps.
Yeah.
You gotta know how to chain and do all of that stuff. So
Yeah, for sure. I only have one room.
it's dangerous.
Yeah, I heard that the Russians pay well. They run you like crazy, huh? But they pay well. I mean, that's good.
It's a lot of Russians in Chicago too.
Yeah.
I'm from Chicago. I know. There's a lot of Russians up there.
All right, so we'll cut it here.
Yeah, we can cut it.
All right, guys. So we're gonna end the live. Like I said, it's getting kind of dark in here. It was really nice chatting with all of you guys. It was fun. We have actually been enjoying, doing this. This is the second live that we have done, and it's been pretty fun.
Yeah.
Especially when we're sitting down and we know that we have a whole day of sitting down doing absolutely nothing other than whatever we can do in here, to entertain ourselves. So we much rather be here connecting with you guys.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for everybody that connected, and we will see you guys on the next one. We will see if we are sitting down next Sunday. We will do another one. Buenas noches. All right, guys. Thank you so much. We'll see you guys on the next one. All right. Ciao. Exit it from there.